All right, you guys, it's Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. So on Monday, we worked on some side control escapes and some basic concepts regards to that. Today, we're going to explore a little bit more or expand on that idea and show you a few different positions you might end up in. And again, it's the same idea. Understand what's keeping you there. Where are the openings when you're being attacked? When you're defending, you have to create space. When the person's attacking you, you have to take away the space, right? Close in on the space. All right, that's the idea. And then the second move we're going to work on today, our first submission in this series, will be the X choke from closed guard. Okay, so I'll show you the basic way I do it, and then maybe a couple of variations. But the idea is to make sure you go as deep as you can to get better technique, more leverage, less power involved in getting this choke. But again, you're going to have good, strong, closed grips and keep that control in order to finish this choke. But yeah, so we're going to go from there and see how you guys do. All right, good luck. All right, you guys, so we're back and we're gonna be doing a little bit more on side control escapes, okay? So remember last Friday we did, or Monday, sorry. We did the escape when he's got the side control like this, she's got the underhook. Okay, I frame up, I shrimp out, I bring my knee in, foot here, and close that guard, okay? So from another angle, come over here. So I'm over here, I'm gonna frame up here, this hand here. I shrimp out, I've created space. I bring my knee out, I turn my body all the other way, foot out, close guard, okay? So that's one version. Go over this way, please. Okay, another version is he's got kind of 100 kilos over here. So when I'm here and I try to turn out, okay, this is the hook that I'm concerned with, right? If I try to turn in towards him, which technically should always be my first option, but now he's holding my legs and he's holding my head. So that's two things he's got in his, that he's got to use against me from turning that way. Whereas now I only got one thing stopping me from turning this way. So I'm gonna go the easier route, free up my hand here, right? I'm here, I can bridge, I can push him off, and then I want to kind of bridge, turn like this, turtle. And when I'm here, maybe do something of that nature, but at the very least, I'm not in that bottom position anymore. There can be a bit of a scramble, so I have options, right? So those are two that we use that we worked on the other day. Okay, now here's another side control that we might encounter, okay? So here on the bottom. So I know here we talk about this side control traditionally, right? This is a very traditional side control. It comes from judo. It actually, this position in Japanese is called Kazure Keizagetami. So it literally means variation of side control, okay? So Keizagetami, or this here position like this, when I have my collar, control of the arm, there's a few different ways of doing it, right? But this technically is the real side control, right? So side control, Keizagetami, right? But I don't really like this position as much for Jiu-Jitsu because if he gets his head out, oh, he's on my back. And that's really bad for you in BJJ, okay? So I use that position, but only when I'm transitioning to other positions, okay? There are some things you can do, like you can do a submission on the arm, or sometimes you can put, enough pressure on the person to make them tap. But typically that happens when they're really tired and later on. There was a famous match, Josh Barnett beat Dean Lister, two big, strong guys. Dean Lister hadn't been submitted in years, and Josh Barnett, he's a catch wrestler. He wasn't technically a jiu-jitsu guy, but he used this pressure technique to make the jiu-jitsu guy tap, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, everyone wants to do that move now. But that being said, I prefer to use the underhook, right? If I have the underhook here, he cannot escape that way, right? That's the idea. Now, here's the other side control you'll see a lot. So if you go to another gym, when they talk about side control, they usually don't talk about this position. They'll usually talk about this here, right? So this is like a mix of 100 kilos and side control. So I'm on my knees, right? And now I have an underhook and a cross face, okay? This is, in Jiu-Jitsu, what a lot of people call like a side mount or 100 kilos, right? So I came up in a place where we were calling it the traditional names, but in Jiu-Jitsu, they sometimes have slightly different names. So just keep that in mind, okay? So if you ever go to another academy one day and they tell you go in side control and you do this, they're like, what are you doing? No, tell them, oh, you mean you mean the new age side control, right? So keep that in mind. Now, watch. So he's gonna take that side control position on me. And we're gonna turn it this way, actually. Okay? So when we're here, go on your knees. So here, and you can have his hands together, right? So again, I don't wanna really have my hands over here, right? Think of your frame again. So I wanna have one hand here and the other hand here, right? Okay, I'll show you a different angle in a minute. But the idea here is to frame up, to make it very hard for him to really put a lot of pressure on me, okay? And this escape is gonna be similar to the one we did from the other side control. So I want to maybe shrimp out, and maybe, here, if we turn a little bit, look at the space here. Here. Even if he's tight on me, he brings his knees tight, I want to go here. This is where I want to bring my knee in. If I try to bring my knee in low, his knee is in the way, right? So I have to find the space, the opening where I can get my knee in, right? So here usually is the place where there's going to be space when I'm framing up. Here, right? And especially if I bridge and then shrimp out a little bit and get my knee in and then turn and close my guard. That's the idea you want to think of. Where's the hole? Where's the space you can try to find to bring one of your knees in or your limb or something like that, and keeping your frame in the right place. That's the idea, right? So again, I'm here. My hands will frame up to keep some distance. If I can get my knee in here, great. But if he's very tight with his side control, bring the knees in tight. You know, that's both knees. Thank you. Okay, so I can always bridge and then shrimp out, right? And then finish the recovery. So what I've done, when I bridge, I'm pushing him off, and then I have a fraction of a second to shrimp out. Now I have this distance between myself and him, so I have room, but not for long. You have a fraction of a second to get your knee in, right? So make use of that time. So if you bridge, shrimp out, get your knee in, and then try to recover your guard. That's the idea. Now, that's one way of recovering there. I'll show you another way that I've used many, many, many times as soon as someone passes my guard. It's something that people find frustrating when I go against them, because every time they're passing, I just right away bring them back to my guard, And then in their minds, they're like, wow, man, I can't pass Dave's guard. It's impossible. It's like, but in matter of fact, they're actually passing my guard quite a bit, but I just keep bringing them back. So I never let them secure the pass. So as soon as they pass, whoop, I bring them right back. I don't wait for them to get a really, really strong and tight position. That's the idea, okay? And then remember, in order to have some kind of a guard, you just have to bring one leg between your legs and catch it there. And then that's like, it's like, think of it this way. It's like you're in the middle of the ocean, there's nothing you can grab onto, and then someone throws you a lifeboat. Yeah, or a life, what do you call it? No, the brown thing. That's a candy.
What's your?
Whatever, those round things, those round floaty things. I'm drawing a blank right now. So when someone throws you that, then you can grab onto it. Usually there's a rope and it goes to the boat. So it's like you're slowly inching yourself back to having something solid. But when you have nothing, go get something, latch onto something, and then move your way back, right? Think of it that way. So here we go, okay? So watch. He's gonna come here in this position, okay? Here. So when he's here, okay, remember, I can try to bring my leg back. If he has my legs, oop, I cannot do that. So now I have to turn out. I have to do that second escape, because now he's got my head and my legs. But if he's got the underhook here, this hand of mine will go here. See my hand over here? And I will grab it on the inside of his legs, just inside, below his knee. Right there. Okay? So when I'm doing this, here I'm going to trap his arm, because I know if he starts thinking, oh, I think he's trying to go back to half guard, then this arm is gonna move to my legs and do that. I don't want him to do that. So I will trap this here. Hold his arm. And then I'm gonna buck. I buck, and when his chest goes up, his leg is heavy. When his chest comes down, his leg is light. So think of it like a seesaw, right? So I bridge, I buck a little shot like that, boom. And then his chest goes up. As his chest comes down, I lift the leg. And I bring his leg to me, and I bring my leg to him. And I catch the leg, and then maybe I can put my knee in, push him away, create some space, and then recover some kind of a strong half guard or closed guard if I want. Okay, so have a look again. Remember, first thing I'm doing, I'm going and grabbing that position. So essentially it's like, see the knee here? So it's like here, right here is where I grab. On the inside of the leg. So my shin is here and I grab here, okay? Remember, you cannot grab inside the pants. I grab right here. It's a nice strong grip. And when I buck, I have this kind of sense, like his chest goes up, chest goes up, chest comes down, leg goes up, and I bring his leg to me, right? You have to play with it and feel it, right? So that's what we're gonna do again, okay? Here we go. So I'm here, okay? This hand will come through, grab just below the knee, nice strong grip. This hand here, traps over here. Can you take your arm out, Lucas? Nope. No, very difficult, right? So, I'm here, I buck. And I recover, right? That's the idea, okay? Let me show you one last angle. All right? So this is a technique I've used many, many times. So it's not a technique that anyone showed me. It's just something that I kind of figured out. Works really, really well. As soon as people are trying to pass, right away I'm reaching for that grip and boom, putting their leg right back into my guard. So it's sort of like why I'm good at that Sneaky Dave mount escape position, because as someone is mounting me, like I have one leg flat and right away I'm bringing that leg back in. So my leg goes there, their leg goes in. So it's kind of a similar concept. So look at it that way. Think about that buck and seesaw effect. Bring the leg to you and your leg to them, right? So boom, and catch it, and then maybe create some space for yourself to get a stronger guard, because it's only the first step. Getting the foot in or the leg in, step one. You have to get something stronger, okay? That's the idea. All right, good luck with that. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, you guys, so today we're going to be working on the first submission of these online classes, and it's going to be the very basic and simple X choke or cross choke, right? So the reason why we call it the X choke or cross choke is because my hands are in a X position, right? So there's different ways of doing it. Either my hands like one over, one under, both over, but the one I've always used that I've been shown is always first hand goes like palm up and the other hand comes palm down, and I try to reach my hands behind the neck, right? So think of it this way. Look, if I go and I grab over here one lapel and then I grab another lapel over here, if I try to bend my elbows, okay, nothing's happening. So if I want to make it tighter, I'm going to have to pull with my back muscles, right? So that will take a lot of power. But if I'm able to reach this far and then this other one this far here, watch. See, you see my eye through the hole here? If I bend my elbows, stop. It's like I just cut the person's head off. So I try to reach all the way like this. So then boom, like this, right? See, there's no more opening there, boom. Whereas if I'm here, this doesn't do very much, right? So you'll see, if you get good at getting your hands behind, it almost takes no power. The only power really you're using is to make sure you can maintain your grips, all right? So here we go. I'm gonna give you a look at what it looks like. All right, so I'm here in Lucas is in my closed guard. And first thing I'm gonna do is open up one lapel with this side hand, right? And then I'm gonna come in and grab palm up, 4 fingers in, and see how I'm going far here? It's like I'm going around, I'm changing the angle. See, my arm is kind of stretched out that way, and I can pull this here to make sure I go deep, right? And after that, I will bring him, see, I can move him with my legs and my arm like this, right? So I wanna try to get used to doing this kind of motion. Now this hand's gonna come over and grab behind his neck. So it's like I try to, put your head down. It's like I'm trying to touch my pinky and my thumb. That's where I wanna be, right? And then I make a wrinkle grip here and bring my hands over and watch. Like I can do this in my sleep, almost no power. Like that, okay? Back up a little bit. So that's the idea. It's a very, very powerful choke. It's all leverage. I don't need to use a lot of power. I just do this pretty much and I pull him in and I will tap him out. I get a lot of people, I go to open mats, I catch black belts with this and they're surprised. I can't believe I got caught with an X choke. It's like Jiu-Jitsu 101. It's so simple, but this is a very, very, very strong choke, okay? Now, watch. If I grab here and I grab here and I go like this with my elbows, I can hear Lucas, he's still breathing, no problem. And look, my elbows are all the way up and he's still breathing. Now I'll have to use a lot of power and I can maybe get him, but I'm gonna have to use too much power, right? And if you're trying to use too much power, your energy level's going down, and if you don't get it, now you're all exhausted and he's gonna start going to work and then he's gonna turn it around, right? So, now, here's what a lot of people say. You know, I try to go deep, but he always postures up on me. So he's postured up like this. And look, see my hand? That's as deep as it goes. I can never reach to the back of the head. I can try to pull him down, fine, but you're gonna have a hard time doing that if he's postured up, okay? So, look at it this way. You can look at your arm here. Your shoulder's on the ground. Your arm comes across here. That's as far as it'll go. But watch, if I turn on my side, now look at my hand just went further. If I get up on my elbow, my hand went further, see? If I get up on my hand, like you can't even see my hand, it's off camera. Now see, that's how much further I can go. So it's all about your body positioning. When it comes to a lot of things in jiu-jitsu, the way you move your body around will allow you to get a better position, a better grip, a better, more leverage, something like that. So if he's postured up here, I can still go in here up on my elbow, get that deep grip, and then I pull him down. I can use 2 hands to pull him down here. Okay? Here, come this way. Here. Always adjusting deeper, deeper, deeper. And then I can move him with my legs and my arm. And then here. Or you can even come here, here, and here. Wrinkle grip here. And then just bend my elbows a little bit. Boom. Finish the choke right there, okay? So, this is a very, very strong technique. It's very simple. It's always great. As soon as you close guard, it's nice to sometimes go right away for the X choke. You might be able to surprise yourself or surprise the other person and catch them with that choke right away, and they're like, wow, that was an easy match. You just boom, close guard, and then right away close that X choke on the person, and boom, it's over in a few seconds, right? So if that doesn't work, then you can start moving on more complicated things. Maybe go for a sweep, maybe go for another submission. So, but if you start with a simple thing, let's see if this works, or let's see what they give me, you know. It's a good way to start attacking someone, all right? So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have trouble. And remember, the grips have to stay strong. If you let your grips loosen, it's not gonna work as well, okay? So keep your grips high up, tight, and then flex your elbows, all right? Good luck.